Hey y'all, YouTube, how's it going? Didn't know you was coming today. I told you not to show up randomly. Just kidding. Hey y'all, my name is Tony and I'm going to do a long rant, or a short rant actually, low storage, on creativity. So I'm gonna start with the punchline. Creativity to me is just a waking dream. So let me tell you how I that thought came to my mind. So I was watching some videos on Jordan Peterson's channel. He's a professor or ex-professor at the University of Toronto, and he talks a lot about this guy named Carl Jung, who was a famous psychologist from I think the 1960s or earlier than that actually. Anyway, he speaks about this thing called the collective unconscious, and basically what that is like all of the consciousness of everything that came before you to make what you are, like your ancestors, probably even down to the organisms that evolved to make what is you and what is everybody actually. And so that means that their experiences, how they dealt with things, their fears, all of that stuff, like the emotional and cognitive, all passed down to you, so that when you're born, you're not born from scratch. So you have your instincts, but you also have those supposedly, it's a theory, this sum of experiences from all of your ancestors, just kind of ready to be stimulated so that they can hopefully help you in a time of need, or just in daily life. And so you're born into this world, and you're born with this collective unconsciousness, and then you live, right? You live life, you meet people, you experience the environment, you adapt, and then you sleep. And then when all of these things come together, they come together like in a dream. So the theory of the collective unconscious, collective mind actually involves, I think, dreams a lot. And basically saying dreams is where it's at. Dreams is where everything happens. You kind of boil down everything in dreams, and then you wake up a new person every day because of your dreams. And I'm not really into dream interpretation or any of that, but it's just an interesting theory, a little, at least to ponder. I didn't read the stuff or anything. I just kind of listened to the lectures and try to get a thing here and there, and what do you know? So that's dreams, right? Dreams are kind of the things that from which you evolve. I mean, from which you kind of develop as a person day to day. Even if you don't think you don't dream, I'm pretty sure everybody dreams. I can never remember most of my dreams, but I have some crazy dreams that I'm surprised at the level of detail, right? So essentially, when you wake up, you don't stop dreaming. You just switch dreaming to its day mode, which is creativity. And what I mean by that, the usefulness of that, is that when you don't think of creativity as a trait or a characteristic that you're born with, a talent. Someone's good at jumping, someone's good at music, someone's good at math, and some people are creative. Don't think about it like that. Creativity is kind of a shared thing. It's something that happens to you, just depending, say today you went to the store and you bought 3 tomatoes, and you went home and you're like, oh man, I got the wrong kind of tomatoes, and then you go to bed. So you're going to dream maybe about the damn tomatoes, and then the next day, now part of that tomato purchasing experience is the new you. And then during the day, you're going to be creative based on your experience, and based on if we're speculating here, your collective unconsciousness, and you're the sum of a bunch of things. And creativity is it's kind of the experiences kind of projecting themselves into your vision, into your train of thought, into your life, and influencing you here and there, and just kind of spontaneously popping out of nowhere, just like a dream, you know. So I'm not saying this is like hardcore science or bro science or anything. It's just pure speculation. It's kind of like just having fun with thoughts, really. But one to kind of like bring it home, how I think this is a useful way to think about creativity is the following. Like I used to think of creativity like, I didn't consider myself a creative person. I know many people used to think of creativity like a characteristic. Oh, that person's creative, that person's not creative at all, like super not creative. Whereas, if you view it as just simply like a process that happens to you on a day-to-day basis, just like a dream, maybe sometimes more significant than others, then like when for instance I skateboard. So when I see someone, oftentimes when I would see someone do like something really that I deem creative, right, I would be like, man, that's pretty cool, like, oh gosh, geez, I wish I could do that. Always kind of thinking like, man, I wish I could emulate that. Not necessarily jealousy, but like how did you even think about doing that? Kind of like with an ends to have to acquire that creativity. Whereas now, just thinking about creativity as something that happens to you, or like another analogy is like kind of like you're just a receptacle of something that's kind of like handed down from the gods, right, from like some deity. So if you can think about it like that too, just to further the analogy. If you just view yourself like a receptacle of creativity, and you put your work in to leave yourself open leave yourself open and receptive to creativity, then some deity is gonna look at you and be like, yeah, I want that guy right there, he's a cool vessel, fuck that one over there, that one sucks. Or, oh, but there's another one over here. If you just view yourself like that, then eventually you leave yourself open for creativity. You're going to end up in creative pursuits. And so anyway, back to the thing about skateboarding. Now I see people like doing cool things, and I'm like, oh my god, that's awesome. Like I'm just filled with positivity, thinking like, I'm just glad that exists in the first place. Like, fuck, I don't care about doing it. I'm just experiencing it, being kind of part of like the same little skateboarding world. Being like, oh yeah, I can put myself in a position where maybe one day like I'll do something like that, or who cares really. But just the fact that I was having fun and then someone just came and blew my mind, that's pretty awesome. It's so like I no longer think, okay, now I want to be that person. Now I think, okay, I want to witness like as much creative crap as I can. So yeah, that's my rant, and I'm gonna try to keep it short because these are kind of hard to upload in these areas because there's like not that much connection, cellular data going around. So I'm in the woods basically. So yeah, hope someone likes this. Don't comment, but don't subscribe because I'm probably not going to upload much to this channel, honestly. But I hope you guys enjoyed.